What's up, guys? My name is Con, and today we're back with more Brickadia, and I wanted to play around with water in Brickadia because it's actually a really cool feature, and it exists. So all you gotta do is press I, and then we can enable all the environmental controls and really just mess around with whatever we want. And really, the big thing to see is the water height. And there's actual, like, water physics already, which is kind of cool. I don't exactly know how the buoyancy of blocks works. I've played around with it for all of 5 seconds, but I do know I can take a plate here, for example, and I can do this, and I can stretch it like that. And turn this into like a brick. And then if we take the selector tool, we can convert this to... right. I converted it to a physics object. I think it just magically applied all the buoyancy to it all at once. Let's just do that one. This time it's a little bit out of the water. And let's convert, there we go. See, so stuff floats, which is pretty cool. You know, and I think that one will probably come back eventually. But yeah, stuff floats, and then we can convert this entire floating brick to a boat in about 10 seconds. We literally just take a seat, and we just put a seat down, and then we put a motor down, and then we take our connection, and we connect our player input to the player input, and now this is literally a boat, right? And, you know, it kind of turns quick. Obviously, we can customize the engine and stuff. But yeah, there is actual buoyancy. I don't know how it calculates, and I guess, I don't know, is there an applicator? Can I apply weight to this? There's like, I can turn it into, oh yeah, there we go. I can apply a weight to it. Added weight component, mass. Let's just make this like, I don't know, like 1,000 kilos, right? What does that do? Is that not heavy enough? I can't even tell if that, okay, hold on, let's sit on here. It looks like it's, I don't know, like 5, let's make it 10,000 kilos, you know? Let's just really crank up the weight. Or 100,000 kilos. Oh yeah, okay, there it goes. Wow, okay, so blocks are really, really buoyant. That's insane. So we could really, you could make a ship. Like, this is, I don't know, 20 million? Okay, now it's 6. Yeah. Oh, now it sinks a little too aggressively, I think. Okay, something like that. What is that, 2 million? 200,000 kilos? Okay, so at 200,000 kilos, it sort of floats half in the water. Really, really cool. Oh, our other block came back. Obviously now it's an incredibly slow moving block, but we can change that too as well. So we'll speed it up. But you can see when we actually run into other blocks, they will push each other around. We can make an entire ship map, which is really, really cool, and have all sorts of good stuff there. But yeah, let's change this engine up a little bit. Just take our applicator out here, and family stand. Now let's make that a classic V8 sound. Yeah, it sounds so much better. And water drive force. Let's just, I don't know, let's go to 200,000 on that as well. That seems like a good idea. Yeah, so now we're... Oh, there's the other block. Hold on. Oh my god, this is great. Oh, dear lord. Yeah, so pretty much really easy to make a boat. Oh, bye. We can actually go get that, I think. I think it's gonna be over here. Yeah, so I think I lost the block. Anyway, we're gonna go to a new world, and I want to actually build, oh my god, where are we? We just got yeeted out of it just by stopping. Probably not a good idea to crank the motor settings up that high. But yeah, I'm gonna go to a new world, and we're gonna actually build a speedboat. I have a ton of Lego instructions of kits, because I have a bunch of Lego in real life. So I have some Lego speedboat instructions from a really, really old one. And I'm gonna see if we can build it in Brickadia and actually, you know, make it work. All right, one thing I just realized is that plates on their own actually sink. So that's kind of cool. Might have a problem with this boat not actually floating. The block floated, so it's almost like the whole density of the block is less. Although I wonder if I could change the density of this at some point. I don't know, we'll figure that out later. But yeah, we're gonna just work on the hull. So we're gonna start with that, and then the next thing I need to do is build like a ramp on the outside, which I'm realizing a 2x1 won't work, but we can do a 1x1 side will work. So this is actually perfect. The cool thing about this game too is we don't really have to follow the conventional sort of attachment rules of Lego. We can kind of just do what we want. All right, I think that's as close as I can get to the boat hull piece. It's not bad. I think in the actual set, this is supposed to be a little bit more sloped rather than this 1x2. It should be like a 1x3 slope. But I'm pretty sure that's where we're at, and then I'm gonna keep going along and building along this way. If you can actually guess the set number I'm building, that would be a really cool thing. All Lego sets have a number. I'll tell you guys at the very end of the video what number this set is. But yeah, it would be really cool if you can guess it. That would be a neat one. Whoops, oh god, that's not what I wanted to do. Right, So we're gonna do this. I actually thoroughly enjoy building Lego sets. I don't know why I do. Oh God, I have to build like a crazy custom front hull piece now coming off this bit. Okay. I actually realized there's an easy way and a hard way to do this. The hard way would be to make a bunch of micro bricks and turn it into a proper boat hull shape, which I definitely kind of want to do at some point. All right, so the solution is definitely in the micro bricks. If you use micro bricks and scale them up, you get all these cool inverted pieces and stuff. So that actually looks pretty good. Like, it kind of looks like a little bit of a rounded boat hull. I have to figure out something, though, here, though. You'll notice there's, like, a tiny little gap. It's half a plate. So this is normal plate height here. That's on the plate grid. But these micro bricks put it sort of slightly off grid. So I just got to fix that. Don't worry, I'm only on, like, step 4 of this entire build. And it's taken way too long because I had to micro brick a boat hull. But I'm really happy with how this turned out, actually. And then we can, no, not remove that, sorry. We need to remove this. There we go. And then if we go like this, so this, according to the instructions, that, and I think these 2 bits need to have brick on them as well. We need to cover all this up. So I'm gonna get more micro bricks and do that. And then, yeah, I need like a micro plate or something. Turns out it's pretty easy to do. Grab your micro bricks. There we go. Micro plate. I think they're always gonna be smooth, but that's fine. And then we're just essentially just covering up these parts. And then use a little wedge. Man, I gotta use micro bricks so much more often. These are super useful. Look at this. You just fill in all this. That's just so perfect. Oh my God, I hate everything about this set already. I just looked at the next instruction, and the next instruction is to basically take the whole top of this boat hull and cover it all the way up. Like, there's a piece that covers it all the way to here. We have to round this to there. Like, we're just covering, it's basically, the whole front of it is a speedboat, so we're just gonna do this, and do that, and then do this, and then we're gonna duplicate this up on top, to make the contour the same, and then this plate essentially will just go like this, and cover this up. There we go. That's not actually that bad, to be honest, but then yeah, we're gonna duplicate, I'm gonna redo all this micro brick stuff again, so it actually shouldn't be too bad. Wait, hold on a minute. This is too high up now. Do I have to bring... Oh, that's right, because these aren't 3s. These need to be 3s. That's right. Wait, does that... Yeah, these need to be 3s. That's right. This needs to go up. Micro... Oh, I could use micro ramp cube. No, I gotta use these ones. That's right. And then we gotta scale this up one. Because the micros are, like, on a half scale. It's really... I don't understand. Don't worry about it. The scaling in this game is great because there's so many different scales that you can work. Like, we can just press C and... See what I mean? Like, we can just change and work on different block scales. But obviously it gets a little confusing because all the parts can be at a different scale relative to each other. Wait, this doesn't fit now. How is this too short now? I need to go up another half micro cube. I need to go up another half micro. Okay, hold on. So we just gotta, this is actually really easy to do. We take the resizer and we just resize those. Perfect. All these micro wedges. I actually don't mind building with the inverted blocks, like this sort of, I don't know how to call it. When I like to think of it as like the 4-block system. It's like you have 4 blocks, right? It's this inverted block, like this corner block that's missing this chunk out of it here, this triangular block, and then you have the side wedge block, and then you just have the standard cube. And with those 4 blocks, you can build all sorts of sort of sloped shapes. I don't mind doing that. I think it's okay to make nice contoured objects, mainly because I used to play a lot of Space Engineers with my buddies, and when we played Space Engineers, we sort of used those blocks a lot. Like, we contoured a lot of stuff. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Doesn't that look pretty? That actually looks really good. I'm not gonna lie. That looks kind of like a boat hull. All right, moving right along to the next step. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Next step, we gotta add some ramps in the back. No problem, just like this. Now we're into actual, like, easy assembly steps. I don't think I have to make any custom parts anymore. And then we gotta add our seat. So let's do that. Now they, of course, have a seat and a steering wheel. We don't really have that. We just have the seat. So we can put the seat, where does it seems? It seems to be like it's going there. And then I guess we could have a fake steering wheel here if we wanted to. So let's just do something hilarious for that, just to look like a fake steering wheel. There, perfect. Now it looks like a steering wheel that's, you know, whatever. I don't know, racing steering wheel, doesn't matter. I just realized too, I probably should paint this while I'm going because it might be a little bit harder to do it after the fact. So I'm gonna try and color match to the colors that the actual set was and see if I can paint this up. Perfect. Didn't really take much effort. Next instruction is to build a piece off the back that has some sort of a swivel on it, which I don't know how necessary that's gonna be for what we're doing. So like it has a little one of those pivot attachment point things. So let's just see. It is made of, you know, we're just gonna do this for now, just as a placeholder. But yeah, it's got one of those like swivel attachment points that comes off here, like a hinge joint. I don't know if we're gonna actually be able to do that or not, or if it's necessary. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I guess here's the funny question: does it float? Oh. It kind of does. We might need to do something about like the weight balance and things, but it almost floats. So we're kind of getting there. I wonder if we could do like an inverted weight, like a negative weight to make the boat lighter. Or maybe we just have to play with some physics, but yeah, it's definitely front heavy. It doesn't float super well. I mean, you know what? We're still got more to build, but this might be an issue that I didn't really foresee. We might have to put some sort of yeah, Lego sets don't float in real life, I guess, is the problem. Well, I guess they kind of do, because the bricks have a lot of air pockets in them. Yeah, they're asking us to put some extra bits on there, extra bits on there. We've already done all that. That's no problem. Okay, now we got to build a little bit of a windscreen on the front here. Can we make blocks clear is the question. Oh, yeah, when I'm picking the material right here, you can just pick if you want it clear, plastic, glass, whatever. Oh, this is so great. Of course you can pick. So let's make this like that. Oh my god, you can't even see it. All right, so we're gonna put a little frame piece underneath it then so we can actually see where the glass is. We'll do something like this. Oh, whoops, that's right. I gotta change that to plastic again. I could make this, wait, is there like translucent plastic metallic hologram? You can make something out of a hologram? What does that mean? Oh, that's so cool. But looks like, oh man. All right, well, we're making this out of plastic. The set doesn't actually call for a micro brick stand like that. It calls for a little bit of something different, which I'll see if I can try and do. Yeah, of course I can do this. That's so cool. All right, we're deviating a little bit from what the set wants here, but honestly, I think this is gonna look way better anyway. All right, that looks great. I like this a lot. That looks really, really good. Not exactly what they wanted, but the blue shading of those ramp pieces underneath kind of helps the glass sort of show up more, and then painting the glass blue, it just looks really, really nice. All right, moving right along. Gonna go on to the next step. So the next step is we gotta basically build an assembly that is centered off of this, which I think we can just do with one of these, like that. Now, yeah, so we can do that, and then ideally it would swivel. Oh, right, gotta convert the material back to plastic. But then ideally this would swivel back and forth. So I feel like we honestly need to make it go up first, and then swivel, and then stick out. I'm gonna deviate a little bit from the set here, but I think I can make this work. All right, so I got this figured out, so that's good. It's supposed to be like a tilt up and down, but I think it's supposed to swivel as well. I think in the original set, it doesn't swivel, it just tilts up and down, but instead I'm gonna make it swivel. So when we turn left, it swivels to the left, and we turn right, you know, it's for the motor, right? So that's perfect. And the way I set that up is actually really easy, just using some hidden logic. So we've got one of these seat converter block things. I don't remember what it's called. What do they call it? Input splitter, I think is what they call it. Anyway, yeah, so it's an input splitter hooked from the seat, and then we take the output from that on the steering side, the AD output, feed that into a multiplication block, and then our multiplication block has the angle that we want it, so 25 degrees in either direction. And then when we, you know, activate left or right, that gives it a -1 or multiplied or a +1. I mean, we could do the same thing for the steering wheel too, but that's perfect for the motor. So we're gonna do that, and now we're going to finish building the rest of this. So I believe it should be something like this. And then it should have a block. Oh, I see, okay, I don't have to go that high up. It's kind of interesting. I'm sort of building off script here again. Like I said, I don't really have all the parts to make this work flawlessly, but we're close. I think we have to come down one more block though, like this, and then go into a ramp. All right, something like that. And we need to put some side fan pieces on this, which I don't know if we have parts for. Yeah, we got some like gold looking bar things, so let's just do those instead. There we go. Perfect. And then that's literally the end of the set. Like they don't even put anything on the back of the prop here. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna paint that up the way it's supposed to be. I'm gonna paint this yellow. I mean, it looks pretty good. It looks really good actually. I'm not gonna lie. Does it float? Let's do that check first. Okay, it does float. It barely floats, but it floats. Can we make it float more? I mean, I know a way that we could make it float. Like, what if okay, hold on. Let's just take, not that block, but let's take like this center block. And what if I do a weight change on this? Can I make this -10? That actually, oh, I can make it 0. Okay, I can't make it negative, but I can go to 0. Yeah, it just goes to 0. Okay, so I can make that 0. That doesn't really, I mean, it kind of, we're still sort of floating a little deep in the front here. I mean, the ultimate way to do it, in my mind, is you just do something, you could really just fake it by extending all these blocks down and then making them invisible. So for example, if we do something like this and take this block and just line it up across the boat hull like that, and then like this, and then drop it down like so. See, now the boat floats really high up, right? Sort of more realistic to what you'd expect. And then I don't know if there's aerodynamics at play here or not. Like, I don't know if the slope of this actually matters cutting through the water or not. But then we could take this, of course, this applicator, and we could just make this visible no. And we could turn off all the... Oh, interesting. If we turn off... Wait. Generating the... I don't know what... Oh, physics. Okay. So we can turn off all the other collisions, but we need physics colliders so that it actually collides with the water. All right, so there we go. So now our boat actually kind of floats. We don't have a motor on it. Oh my god, it actually leans. Oh, the weight of the motor swiveling gives it a lean. That's so cool. That's so good. All right, we got to put a motor on this, and then we're good to go. So we just need, whoops, hold on. I could put a prop on the back too, but that seems irrelevant. Let's get a motor on this thing. So we need to get a physics part. Now, I don't know if there's any reason to use a big motor, like, or just a smaller motor. Like, I think we can just use a slim one. I don't know if there's any, oh, the slim one is really small. And we could literally just put it here. Oh, it is extremely heavy. What? Are you serious? Does this motor weighs like... Okay, well, we're gonna just obviously customize the weight of it and make it weigh nothing. So let's put it right in the middle of the back. Apparently it just weighs a ton. Let's take the applicator. I can add a weight to it. Yeah. Thank you. Let's make that 0. Thank you. That's so cool that you can do all this, because then you can make vehicles like... It depends on what you want to do, really. You can make a vehicle that's fully realistic and has all these weights, or you can make a vehicle like this where I just want it to look like a boat, but it's obviously not balanced correctly. And then now we should be able to just connect this player input into the player input here. And if we customize this with the applicator, we can make it invisible. And then we can just adjust the wheel engine, make it a, you know, nice 5-cylinder rally car sound. Why not? And we'll just make it a water drive force of, let's try 1,000 to start and see how that goes. Perfect. Let's hop in. Oh my god, that's so great. I love it. That's so good. We just need we need a little bit of a thing that lets us get up on plane, like make some physics blocks that converts it to get up on plane. Okay, hold on, we can go up in power here. This is ridiculous. Let's grab that applicator out here. Love that you don't even have to get out of the seat. Let's crank this up to water drive force. Let's go 10,000. Something like that. Perfect. All right, let's give her. Oh, it does kind of tip up a little bit now. That's so great. And the servo's like not powerful enough to steer the bearing. Like there's gotta be water resistance. So there's definitely water resistance happening on that small block underneath. Cause look, the motor can't, like now it can straighten out when we're not moving. But when we go to move, the servo's not powerful enough to fight the force of the water, I think. This is so cool. Can't believe there's boats in this game. It works so well. But yeah, I definitely would have to make this boat float without that block underneath because obviously now we technically have an invisible block under there. I love that it goes up on plane though, like, well, it tries to. That's so great. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I think I'm gonna build a really big boat in Brickadia, like one that has other stuff on it. I don't really know yet. Maybe I can build a whole island town. I noticed there are some island worlds that people have built, and I kind of feel like this would be the perfect game to build my own world, have a runway and stuff. There's a lot of things we can do with the physics and the logic as well, like to move blocks around and manipulate them. And like we could make this whole boat float with physics, right? And just make it way lighter than it is. But yeah, I'm super excited that this works the way it does. It's just really, really cool. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Hit those buttons down below. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And we'll see y'all next time. Oh yeah, in case you were wondering, the set number that I've been working on is 4641. Let me know in the comments if you got that right.